Doing your kind of wide Baddha Konasana, just breathing across the back of the body. Good, one more full breath here. And then gently come up. So from here, I want you to lean to the left and bring your right leg behind. Kind of bring your left heel in. Okay? Get stable, because we're going to do a little bit of core and hip work here. And you can use your hands. I'll show you with the hands first. You're just going to roll onto that left shin, lift your pelvis up, and then come back down. Right? So if that movement's kind of intense, use your hands, just come forward, draw the pelvis forward, and come back down. Right? If it feels good in the hips and the knees, you can come up and just kind of feel this gentle twist to the right and come back down. So that's 3. Let's do 5 more. We'll do counts of 8. And then open. Okay, otherwise the hands are on the floor. Really feel the outer hips hug in. Kind of pushing off that left shin. The upper body is pretty relaxed, kind of finding the stability in the lower body. And one more. Good, this is really good psoas strength there. And then come back, switch sides. Feel a sense of stability. Maybe the first few you do with the hands. Otherwise it's 8. So kind of coming up, pelvis forward, low belly in, slowly release back down. Don't worry about the alignment of the legs, but you're rolling onto that right shin and release. Kind of add that twist to the left. Come back down. If it feels good. Otherwise, you can just kind of work the up and down. We'll do 4 more. And last one. Good. And then just stretch your legs out in front. Cross the shins in front of you. Hands will come to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. It's a cat-cow. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, round through the spine. And just stay up there for a breath, kind of taking the torso back and forth. Come back to center, extension through the spine. And then exhale, round. Good, we're gonna play in the wrists a little bit and the forearms. So this works forearm, upper arm, and shoulder strength. I want you to shift your shoulders in front of your wrists. So you'll feel a deep stretch there. Now keep your fingertips on the mat, and I want you to press the fingertips down and lift your right palm. Slowly bring the right palm down. Hey, if it's too much to bring your shoulders forward, you can keep them up, but the idea is I want you to put the weight into the fingers, and hopefully we get a little burn through our forearms. Now, we don't work the forearms, it's a hard muscle to get to, but really important for wrist strength. Okay? So, but if you already have wrist issues, this might be really intense, so back off a little bit and then push through the left fingertips. So the left finger completely stays on the ground. You're just lifting up through the palm and then come back down. And then we'll do right again, come back down, shift forward, low belly in, left again, come back down, try to keep the arms straight, right, left, right, left. And you want to do it so you start to feel it up the forearms. And the idea is we want this to be kind of like a gentle burn, no sharp kind of stabbing. So if you've already got carpal tunnel This is good. It's strengthening, but it may be a little more intense. And then see if you've got this one, right? If you got one at a time, can you shift your chest forward, low belly draws in? Ooh, both palms lift. What happens there? Both palms lift. Now you start to feel it. And if you're like, whoa, way too much, just keep going back to one and the other. And let's do 5 more, either 5 on each side or 5 together. And if you don't feel this now, you'll probably have a nice kind of achiness tomorrow that maybe someone with you can massage out, or you can massage out yourself because they're your forearms. They're easy and accessible muscles to get to. Last one. Good. And then slowly release. From here, just kind of take your right hand, turn it over. This is just a gentle stretch to release that work in the wrist. Good. And then switch and do the other side. Good. Curl your toes under, shift your hips back so you feel that stretch in the arches. Opening up now through the arch of the feet. We're just gonna breathe here for a couple deep breaths. Let your head release between the upper arms. And then I want you to really get a sense of wrapping the upper arms in towards your ears so you feel a broadening across the upper back. 5 more breaths. Bringing in that cool lunar energy, releasing excess solar energy as we shift into our evenings. Good. Now we're going to come to down dog, but I want you to do it slow and methodically. So from here, try to keep your belly as close to your thighs as you lift your hips up. Keep your spine really long. You just made it really long. The arms really long. Breathe. Feel the belly kind of move towards the upper thighs. And if they're not touching, don't stress. But you should start to feel now a deep warmth in your thighs. For 3. Push into the thumb and the index finger. For 2, right? And the more you use your fingertips, the more weight you'll take out of the wrists and put it into the forearms, bigger muscles. And 3, and then slowly come into down dog and just move and wiggle whatever feels delicious there. You know, down dog is a cooling pose when you have the strength to kind of be in it. It might not feel cooling tonight, but we're not here to judge how we feel in the shape. We're here to move through them, right? Good. And then slowly from here, knees come down nice and slow. Walk out the arms. We're going to come into half dog, break down the back bend. Start to melt the chest to the floor. Good. And then slowly pull out onto your belly. So working in the spine, we're going to get the spine a little warm. So this is Sphinx work. Now, I want you to keep your feet pressing down into the floor so that you feel the kneecap slightly lifting. Low belly draws in, palms press. And we're going to do 8 of them. So you're going to lift your chest forward, press the palms in, lift the elbows, exhale, lower them back down. That's it. So that was 1. Okay, just Sphinx into this extended kind of seal pose, lower back down 2. 3, keep the low belly drawing in, try to keep the legs really active for halfway there. Hug the upper arms in, 5. So now we're going a little bit of those forearms, but getting into the bicep, tricep, woo, for 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, release. Hands come down by your rib cage. Inhale, come into cobra. If you want to do up dog tonight, go for it. Low belly draws in. And then exhale, down dog. Back to that space, home base. Good, you're gonna look to the top of your mat, end of your exhale, step or hop your feet. Inhale, halfway up, extend the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Let the neck be long. Good, inhale, circle the arms out and up, reach up towards the sky, low belly draws in. Exhale, hands come to the heart. So I want you to take your feet just a little wider than hip width apart. Bend your knees a little. Start to feel that hinge deep at the hips as you forward fold. Gonna lay your belly between your thighs. Hands will come interlace behind the back. If it's tight for the shoulders, you don't have to interlace them. But then start to reach the knuckles up towards the sky. Press down through all 4 corners of each foot to feel the kneecaps start to lift and maybe the legs start to go to straight. But we haven't done very much hamstring stuff. So just kind of see where they're at today. Forward folds can be very cooling, but at the same time, right, if you have tight hamstrings, that'll add a lot of heat to that area. And we're working down that center channel, right? We're pulling energy up through the tailbone and just letting it melt through the crown of the head. Make sure your head can release. It's always nice to kind of shake it one way or another to feel that work. And a couple more deep breaths. Good, now from here, just let your hands slide down to the floor. And you're gonna step back to down dog. You can do plank chaturanga or knees. Shift your chest forward, hug your elbows in. That's your chaturanga. Tailbone stays up in the air, chin comes down, and then slide into your cobra or up dog. Or you could skip them all and just hang out in down dog. Right? It's a beautiful thing. Whatever you're doing, you're paying attention to it. Listen. Good. Exhale. Down dog. Good. So hopefully you can, well, you don't have to see. I'm going to try to describe it really well. You come to a figure 4 with the right ankle on the left thigh and down dog. And then slowly bring your right toes down and your left knee down and breathe. Start to send the hips back. So you should feel quite a nice broadness in the low back. Outer hips hug in, upper arms hug in, chest forward. And just breathe there. Maybe you can go back a little more, that's fine too. So the hips are going back towards that left heel. Good, you're gonna come forward, lift up. Now you're still in your good old, what's it called? Figure 4 down dog. See if you can just rotate over to the left side. Bring that right foot down. And bring your hip down since the gravity just brought my left hip down. Breathe. And then you're gonna lift up. Open up. So lift that right heel up so you get more space, right? And you can stay down. You can stay down here. Just opening up through the chest. Good. Right hand will come down. Pivot back onto the ball of your left foot. Reach your right leg, open up the hip. Good. Step your left foot, or sorry, your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Don't worry if it doesn't make it all the way. Bring your left knee down and slowly start to walk the fingertips forward a little bit. So opening up the hip. And then all I want you to do is walk the hands over towards the left side of your mat. Keep the hip opening. So we did this last night in yin yoga, but we're not going to hold this one for 5 minutes. Like, it's that continuation. You get to come back into that pose and kind of open a door that you visited and maybe go down to the next phase. Okay. Otherwise, it's just a lunge with a lateral stretch. Good. Now I want you to lift that left knee and pivot your feet wide leg. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Let the neck relax. Good. Now come halfway up. So you're going into Skandasana and you're going to bend your left knee. So the left toes turn out slightly, bend your left knee, turn your right toes up to the sky and settle in. Breathe. One more full breath. Good. And then you're going to climb back to the top of your mat. And so this time we're going to come in to just a regular lunge and work the shoulders. So nice deep breath in. I want you to lift the shoulders and the arms up and exhale. Elbows swing back, open up the chest. 4 more times. Inhale. You're going to come forward and up because we're going to reverse it on the next side. Exhale. Open the chest. Keep the low belly drawing in. Inhale up. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. Exhale. Good. Slowly bring the hands down. Curl the back toes under. Plant the hands. Take it back to down dog. Feel free to stay. Or plank chaturanga. Or knees. Chest, chin. Tailbones tilting up. Slide the chest forward. Up dog cobra. Exhale. Down dog. 3 breaths. Bring in that lunar energy. Calm, clear. Down the center channel. Notice if maybe you do feel a different temperature from the left to the right. We just worked quite a bit on that right hip. Good. And then playing with the left foot. So the left ankle comes across. Right? You start in that figure 4 shape. Come up onto your right tippy toes slowly. Lower. Your left toes are going to touch first and they're going to be curled under. Then your right knee, then you send your weight back. Relax around the shoulders. Good, now we're gonna play with that figure 4 side angle. Rotate onto the big toe or the pinky toe edge of the right foot. You can bring the foot down in front of you, so the left foot can come down as a pillar, or you can settle all the way down. Open up through the chest. Right? Be somewhere that you can kind of commit to the breath. Heart opens. Good, and then gently rotate back into your down dog. The left leg will open up, hip will open. And we're doing a big step to the outside of the left hand. So big breath in. Exhale. Come to a wide lunge. Your right knee comes down. Walk the hands over to the right side and bend. 3 more breaths. Good, curl the back toes under. Go wide leg stance once again. This time interlacing the hands. Come here, puppers. Behind the back, the shoulders lift away from the ears, let the head relax. I'm teaching. Yes, you see it. We're gonna do a little pendulum here. So let the knuckles go to the right. Come back to center, to the left. And just gently back and forth. Good. Back to center, the hands to the low back. They'll come to the floor. Skandasana, this time you're gonna bend the left foot. Right toes go up. Is that right? Nope. Is right knee bends, left toes go up. Should feel different. Sometimes you have to do it wrong to find out what's right. Settle in. Now, one, Skandasana is like so healthy for us. You have a long hamstring stretch. And two, if Malasana squat is hard, you're doing half Malasana on the other side. So, and there's so many levels and layers that are really a positive practice. So it's really this beneficial pose that's kind of come to the forefront. And then from here, coming into our arm and shoulder work. So back to the low lunge. But this time I want you to sweep the arms a little differently. They're gonna go down and back. Kind of feel that back bend opening up and then up. So forward and down. Open up the chest as you press into the left heel. And just breathe 3 more times on your own. Yeah. Good. One more time. Open up the chest. Exhale. Hands come down. Take it back through your vinyasa. Down dog. Plank chaturanga up dog. I'm a knees, chin, chest girl today. Just what serves. Exhale. Down dog. Steady your breath. for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. End of your exhale, step or hop. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Circle the arms out and up. Reach up to the sky. Draw the low belly in. Exhale. Hands come down to the heart. Pause. That was our first cool, sweet wave. We're going to get right into the next one. So finding a nice even keel in your breath. Good, nice breath in, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or jump, plank chaturanga, or you can step back to down dog. Knees, hug the elbows in. That's your chaturanga. Chest, chin, coil through. Exhale, down dog. Right leg's gonna lift. Pull the knee into the nose and just hold for 3. Plug it in a little more for 2. And a little more for 1. And then take it back. Open up the hip. And then once again, stepping to the outside of the right hand. Now this time, feel free to keep that back knee up. Or you can bring it down. You're gonna walk the hands to the left. Right, so this kind of lateral lizard. Hug the hip in, breathe. Ground through that left hand. Really lift through that left forearm. And I want you to open the right arm up to the sky. Hug the right hip under. Okay? It's like you're trying to turn the right foot clockwise. Breathe there, and that's going to keep that stability in the hip, navel to the spine. And just kind of open up through the chest. And if it gets too much, you just bring the left knee down. One more full breath. The idea is eventually kind of go back towards that left heel. And then slowly, hand comes down. You're already almost there. Inhale, elongate the spine. And then slowly turn the left toes out, right leg up. Okay. So this time we're gonna sit down, breathe. So this left leg, ground through the foot, open up the chest. And all I want you to do is bring your right hand behind your right leg and try to turn towards your right leg. Keep hugging the left hip in, breathe. And then I want you to see, if you can, grab your left foot right at the ankle. Hug the arm in, and then open up once again through that right side of the body. Good, come back to center. Now we got to get back up. Right, so try to use your core, fingertips, push the weight forward. Maybe don't use your hands. Shift back to the top of your mat. Left knee comes down. One big sweep. Arms go up, open up the chest, squeeze the arms. And then we're going to come in right, to the Shakti Mudra. Interlace the 3 fingers, pointer finger and thumb. Reach up like you're trying to lift your torso out of your pelvis as you bend a little deeper. Right? So it's this kind of like give and take. Keep the front rib cage drawing in. We want the back bend to really start to occur behind the heart. And let's just stay here for about another 5 more breaths. Probably been 5 thus far. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hands come down. Curl the back toes under. Slowly step back to down dog. Knees, chest, chin, or plank chaturanga. Hug the elbows in. Up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Home base. Here's your core work. Pretty much all the core work we're doing tonight. So make use of it. The knee comes into the nose. You're just holding. Claw through the fingertips. Hold. For 3, 2, 1. Good. Take it back. Open up the hip. And then slowly come into that wide lunge. This time keeping, so this is like lizard or gecko, keeping the right knee up. Walk the hands over to the right. Start to open up in this lateral bend. Ground down through your left foot. So the left foot staying grounded. Right hand stays grounded. Lift up through the right forearm. Low belly draws in. And find the twist. Open up through the chest. And the shoulders are softening away from the neck. Really, once you're there, it's, and if it feels too heated or too much, you bring the knee down. You want to be in the space that you can really kind of watch the breath. And see what unfolds. Might be an external movement. Or just shuttle shifts in your consciousness. Good. 1 more full breath. And then the hand comes down. Wide leg stance. To set up for the Skandasana sit down. So the right toes turn out, left toes turn up. Slowly sit on down. Right? And you can adjust this right foot if the hips are tight. Don't feel like you got to keep it stuck in, but I want you to kind of push to lift the torso up, which is the hard part here, is like to get the torso out of this compression, right? So that's what we're working for. Rotate towards your left foot. And then see if you can grab, right? It's not a necessary evil. Just grab your ankle on the right side to anchor it down and reach up. Open up through the chest. Go to the compression, especially in the right side, the shoulder, everything that kind of just feels like they're trying to grip it. Just breathe into it. It's not about fixing it in the moment. Really reach out through your left heel for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hand comes down. And gently push yourself up. At some point, really try to find that core work to stay lifted and come back into the low lunge. Inhale, arms sweep down this time. That's what we did to go up. Come into interlacing the fingers, pointer finger, thumb finger. Lift the back rib cage away from the low waist. Okay, we're here for 10 breaths. Keep rooting down through the right shin, top of the right foot. Okay, if your toes are curled under, that's fine. If you want to reach back and grab that right heel, just stay for 3 more breaths. Good. Exhale. Slowly the hands come down. Step back. Take your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. 3 breaths there. Maybe a big sigh out the mouth. Let's do a little pigeon play. So it is a back bend. We're gonna play within it a little bit in a back bendy kind of way, but then I want you to kind of melt into it. So right knee is gonna come forward, and set yourself up. If you need a pillow, wait for a minute, but have it handy. But what I want you to do is really kind of take that right knee out to the side and see if you can bring your right hand to your right thigh and your left hand to your left hip. And just kind of lift up, really lift through the floor of the pelvis, and then see if you can kind of settle down. So it's almost like I'm dragging my left knee forward a little to kind of lift up and then pushing my hips down. And just do a couple of those. Lift, exhale, down, and lift, exhale, down. Good, one more, big lift. Start to feel that arc, and then exhale. Before you come all the way down, really press the left heel back to get that leg activated, and then reach the toes back. And then slowly start to come down into a deep resting, cooling pigeon. And at this point, the pillow underneath your hip, if you need it after all that hip work, please do support yourself. And you're more than welcome to stay here. Otherwise, we're gonna play a little. So kind of taking it into a twist. So it's like thread the needle. So we'll come up into that Sphinx pose that we did. And your left arm's gonna go over to the right side of the mat. Hand down or up, doesn't matter. And you're gonna come onto the left shoulder. If you roll onto the left hip, that's fine. As long as you're still getting sensation, you're not completely collapsed out of the pose. Right? Kind of ground through the left shoulder and take some tinkering and be okay with it and breathe. And then a lot of times, just to get a deeper stretch, you can bend your left elbow and bring your left hand to your right shoulder. Now you have 2 options. That right arm can reach up over your back, maybe find your right toe, and just hang out back there, or reach back to see if you can find your left foot. Get really twisted and breathe. Find some kind of pretzel shape. And if you're in a knot, you start to create the space within. We cultivate the wind within. I want you just to take 3 more deep breaths. And when the foot will let go if you grabbed it. You're gonna unwind. Come back up. Curl the left toes under, low belly draws in. Shift your right leg back. Open up the chest. I've been playing with the variation and bringing my left elbow down. It just gets you deeper into that left shoulder and into the chest. If it doesn't work, don't do it. Good, slowly push back up. Down dog. Feel free to Put in the vinyasa. Just take a couple deep breaths and down dog. Now let's play on the other side. So recognizing patterns in the joints on this side may be different than the first. Cool, calm as we play with our back bend tonight, which is this. So see if you can find your balance, right? That's the hardest part. Can you be here in balance? Because a lot of times it takes that pillow underneath the hip. If you fall, see if you can take that left knee to the left a little bit, broaden the base, but that might not be the answer. Hands to the hips and the thigh. Really feel a sense of pulling, like you're scissoring the legs together. And then exhale, sink in. Pull, low belly in, and sink. Good, 3 more. Exhale. It's a great strengthener for this pose. We're working through the deep in the psoas. Last little one. Good, and then settle in. Keep the toes curled under, really lift the heel, the knee, so that they feel that right leg extend back. We're opening up and dropping in. Feel free to stay in this first phase. Play with the pattern of work in the second phase. So you'll come on up, take your time to adjust. Come on to the right shoulder. Maybe the right shoulder looks for the left shoulder, and the left hand looks for the right foot. Or the left hand looks for the left foot. Put yourself physically in a precarious situation so you can emotionally and mentally, through the breath, get out of it. That is the power of the practice. One more deep, full breath. Good, and then slowly unwind. Curl the back toes under. Nice and slow. Pull the low belly in and up. Stretch it open. Open up the hip of that left leg to get the blood flushing through the whole pelvic system. And this would be the opportunity for your last vinyasa in this hour. Whatever that might be. And then come into child's pose. Take your favorite child's pose shape. Good. From here, you're gonna roll on up. Honor the knees, but you're gonna cross the shins. See if you can roll over the shins so you're on your tush. Stretch the legs out. Slowly roll on back, draw both knees in for a hug. Right knee stays in, left leg extends long. Inhale, stretch the right leg up to the sky. Reach the left heel forward. Get into the hamstrings. Good, you can walk the hands up a little bit. One more full breath. Good. Slowly hug the knee back in. Left knee will come in to join. Right leg extends out, left leg up to the sky. Gently walking the hands up if it's appropriate. Just deepening the edge. Good, hug the knee back in. Right leg will join once again. Both legs go up. From here, you can grab the backs of the calves. If you can, get the big toes. Maybe the ankles, maybe the edges of the feet. Right? The idea is I want you to feel gentle pressure on the kidneys and the low back. Couple more deep and mindful breaths. If you want to take a shoulder stand, now would be the place. And there's just something so profound about the simplicity of getting the legs over the head and the heart for any duration of time to kind of feel a cooling energy as the veins get to use gravity to kind of release the blood back into the torso with ease. Just take 5 more breaths. If you're in shoulder stand, you want to stay, that's fine. Otherwise, hugging the knees into your chest. Take your time. Don't rush out any pose to catch up with us. Last little twist, the knees. We'll drop over to the right. Just as you're twisting here, maybe visualizing kind of this internal sunset, allowing the internal organs to recognize we're going into that cooling space, which is a really important space this time of night for their digestion of not only food, but processing thoughts and emotions. And then inhale, come back up to center. Hug it in. And then twisting to the left. And as the sun sets, the moon and the stars rise. The calm of the evening. One part of us starts to kind of go into the resting mode, where is that deeper working part goes into working mode in the evening. We set up a peaceful environment and those deeper energies. And then bring it back to center. I'll squeeze in, happy baby, or just knees into the chest. I really enjoy just grabbing my feet, kind of feeling that pressure gently at the mid-back area. Into the upper back. And then expand. Expand into your final relaxation. See if you can get a little more dispersed this evening. You'll let the feet twitch a little bit, the hands and the fingers twitch. The arms, the legs get heavy. We melt into a cool, calm place. I'll try to make it calmer for you. Keep dropping in. Start to deepen your breath. Invite in that balance of solar and lunar energy. An open channel through the center. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Stretch in all directions. Draw your knees into your chest. And take your time, take the next minute to come up to seated. And keep your eyes closed. And hands will come to the heart for Om. Nice deep inhale. Bow to your presence, your willingness. It is a grace, and I'm full of gratitude. Namaste. What's up with you? You get not enough attention today? Thank you very much. I apologize about all of that barking today. My pup just needed some attention. So I hope you're all well. And I'll be back virtually Wednesday at noon.
Thanks, Natalie.
Okay.
You're welcome. We'll see you later.
Monday.
Happy Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you guys.